좋아요와 구독, 알람 설정까지 아주 좋습니다.
음,
Mr. Holmes?
yes, Mr. Holmes.
These are the suspect's belongings.
반지?
And partner, 1883.
1883.
To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something. But what?
무슨 의미가 있어, 저거 진짜? 뭐 더 없지? 응. 뭐 조사할 것도
These are the
없죠.
suspect's belongings. Locked.
취소를 해봐야지. 뭐야. 최영원실이네? 아닌가? 아! 이야, 자동문이네? 좋다, 야. 금바지 좋다.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
무언데 왜 와, 10년아. 이해를 못하겠네. 짧은 소매. 그거 옛날에 좀, 이 금반지가 이 아빠인가? 잘 나가다가 저 순장 때문에 저 선장 때문에 망해가지고 죽이려고 그런가? 뭐지?
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that
그러니까
the ring had belonged to your father.
저 해진 거랑 짧은 소매를 볼 때는
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man,
맞아.
Mr. Nelligan.
가물무락한 거지.
The garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
그리고 뭐 이제 유품이랑 그게 다 아빠 건데 그 반지는 아빠 거고 그러면 저 아빠랑 저 죽은 사람이랑 뭔가 관련이 있단 말이야. 수첩은 뭐야? 수첩을 알아야 될 것 같은데.
A spot of wailing.
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
그걸 지원한다고?
Let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
야,
I need to take a harpoon with me.
야, 지가 직접 실험한다고?
Peter Carey. I need to take a hop.
작살이 어디 있는데 이씨.
Mr. Holmes?
여기다 아닌 것 같은데 작살을 어디서 구하냐?
That.
이런 것도 있어? 아니 작살을 가져오라는데 작살이 어디 있는데?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
I need to take a harpoon with me. That is not. Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him. This is my archive. I can consult with it. I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending, When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary
부자가 마음대로 3대를 먹고
Wilson
산다는데.
had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believed that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
What am I doing here?
그러면 다시 가야지. 결정. 그 위에 거다 해야 되는 거구나. 아, 이거 사건 겁나 기네. 오. 야, 조사하는 게 엄청 많구나, 아직.
These
딱 맞네?
boots don't
아,
match the
아니네?
footprints. These footprints appear to be quite large. These an object was taken from here. (1880). This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn. Log notes for Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently.
CPR?
There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
시체 입을 열어야 된다라. 참. 어려운 일이네.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the experiment. Old now.
그럼 이기서한테 수사 맡겨보자. 이게 뭔가 흥미진진하다.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard,
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
and who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him. Watson, I need Wiggins. Is he anywhere nearby?
He's right across the street. You can give him a sign from the window.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
생각보다 재밌네. 어...
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes, he refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you.
그럴까요? 봅시다.